The way the rich control us is by having presidential elections every 4 years. It works very well. As soon as one election is over, the next one has practically begun, and hope springs eternal. We are dissatisfied with the person who's in the Oval Office, but gee, if only we can elect a good guy or a good woman, it'll make things better. And sure enough, a whole crop of politicians springs up, just like the current set of politicians running to get the Democratic Party nomination. And they all outdo each other, making promises about how they're going to do all the things that we want. They're going to eliminate inequality and make college free and health care for everybody. The promises go on and on. But what does it mean? We've been electing politicians who've made promises for literally centuries, and they don't deliver. And the reason is because the real power in this country is not in the hands of politicians. The real power is in the hands of the plutocracy, the very rich, the billionaires. That's been true since the days of the founding fathers. And the plutocracy keeps their power and their wealth and their privilege, and they don't give it up. And the only time they give a little bit of what people really want is when they're afraid of what might happen if they don't. In the 1930s, the labor movement was conducting enormously militant and large and literally, implicitly, often explicitly revolutionary mass strikes in all parts of the country. And the government, FDR, and the governors of many states had to call in troops, National Guard, with orders to shoot to kill. And they did kill at least 24 workers that I am aware of and wounded many hundreds to put down these enormous strikes. They were saying in their newspapers, the New York Times, the LA Times, and so forth, that they were afraid that these strikes were actually insurrections. One of FDR's cabinet people said it was a civil war. They were petrified, and FDR knew that he had to do something to calm the waters, and he came up with the New Deal. And he had to persuade the upper class that this was necessary to, in FDR's words, save the capitalist system. That's the only reason FDR implemented the New Deal. He was an enemy of the working class and even sent soldiers to attack the workers during these strikes. So there was nothing benevolent about FDR's reason for implementing the New Deal. It was done out of fear of the working class. Now, we have politicians who are presenting themselves as benevolent people who just want to do good for us and so forth, and they say, elect me and I'll give you what you want. Bernie Sanders is basically saying he's the new FDR, elect me and I'll give you a second version of the New Deal. But this is deceitful. The message of the politicians is fundamentally a lie, because it's saying that the way to get the changes we want is by electing a nice guy or a nice woman to be president, and that's not the way it works. The way is to build a movement that scares the upper class into thinking that they're going to lose power unless they start, giving us a few more crumbs than what they're presently willing to give us. How we build that movement is what this YouTube channel is about. I hope you'll read future videos about it. Thank you.